they've got the table here. Perfect. And I think we'll have them put another table over here to put the hors d'oeuvres on. And the pictures, this will be perfect for the pictures. That way when everybody comes in, they'll be able to see the pictures and what everything is all about. Honey, could you bring in the box of pictures, please?
Now this is something that I miss.
What's that?
Actual pictures. Prints, being able to hold them in your hands or flip through an album. Right now, all of my pictures are on my phone or the computer. I'm so afraid that one of these days my computer's going to crash and I'll lose all of my memories.
And then there's that. But things were different back then. It's also much more meaningful when you can actually hold them in your hands. It's almost like being there.
Oh, Mom, I love these. Are these the wedding photos?
Yes, they are.
Let me ask you a question. When you and Dad announced that you were getting married, how did Grandma and Grandpa react?
Well, actually, I think they knew before I did that your dad was going to propose.
What?
Yes. As I said, things were different back then. Your father actually asked your grandpa for permission to marry me.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It was a sign of respect and admiration to the parents of the bride. It was a profession of faith to the father for his child, and that he was going to be committed to be sacrificial and faithful.
That sounds religious.
Speaking of religiousness, Rebecca tells me that you went on a date with a missionary.
Oh no, he's just a guy.
So, what church does he go to?
I don't know.
He's not a Baptist, is he?
Mom, seriously.
So maybe you should invite this guy to your sister's wedding.
Well, he's actually coming because he's friends with Ben.
Oh, he's friends with Ben.
Co-workers, to be exact.
So, does he have a name?
Joshua. Yeah, like Grandpa. I knew you'd get a kick out of that one.
Well, I mean, you are named after my mom. So tell me about Joshua.
Well, I don't know. We've only been on 2 dates. He's nice. He's okay.
2? Becca said you'd only been on 1.
Well, we went out last night, too.
Ah.
Changing the subject, did Ben ask Dad for permission?
Well, not exactly.
Do you think that he loves Rebecca?
I'm sure he does.
You don't sound too convinced.
Well, your sister's an adult, and she makes her own decisions, and I'm going to stand by her decisions. I've expressed my concerns, and that's pretty much all I can do.
So, Grandpa said yes?
Grandpa said yes to what?
When Dad asked for permission to marry you, Grandpa said yes?
Oh, actually, I think his exact words were, well, it's about time.
Because you had known each other for so long?
Well, there was that, and they could tell by the way he treated me and the way he acted towards me that he dearly loved me.
How could they tell?
Well, when you love something, you treat it a little differently. You love it, you care for it, you protect it, you spend time with it, and you invest in it.
Kind of like Dad's 67 Mustang?
Ding, ding, ding. Exactly. But when something is somebody, the traits are typically the same. You spend time with them, you protect them, you care for them, and you invest in them.
I've been really challenged lately with what unconditional love means, but I think you've got me headed on the right track.
Oh, honey, that is not unconditional love.
It's not?
Unconditional love is a whole different level. It's a love that is patient and kind. It's not envious. It's not boastful. It's not proud. It's not rude or self-seeking. It's not easily angered, and it doesn't keep a laundry list of all the wrongdoings. Kind of like my bracelet says. Love is patient, love is kind, it always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Honey, unconditional love never, ever fails.
And Dad doesn't love you like that?
Oh, well, he strives to, but only God's love never fails. My dad, your dad, Ben, maybe even Joshua, may show acts of love to people that they care. But as fallen people, they will fail, as we will all fail. It's just our nature. But with unconditional love, that means God will love us despite our shortcomings and failures.
How do you know that?
Well, honey, when God sent his only begotten Son, Jesus, to sacrifice his love for our sins, to sacrifice his life for our sins, it enabled us to be able to reunite with God in heaven one day. And Jesus, although we're fallen and sinful, made us able to be able to have a relationship with a holy and righteous God again.
So that's unconditional love?
Honey, that is unconditional love.
That's a very different perspective.
Different than what?
Well, today you see talk shows where people will go on there and they've cheated on their spouses because their needs aren't being met or because they're looking for something fun. Or you have the celebrities who will get married and then a few days later be divorced. That just all doesn't seem very sacrificial.
Mary, let me tell you, the world's perspective of love is so totally different from God's.
So you're saying that you and Dad, or better yet, Grandma and Grandpa, have had such successful marriages because you strive to love like God does?
I think that's a huge part of it. You know, I'm really, really sorry that your dad and I failed to plug you girls into church when we moved here.
I just don't think I would fit into a place like this with all that I've done.
Mary, God demonstrates his love in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Come on, honey. I'm so excited about this party. Let's get it going.
I know. I haven't known anyone who's been married for 50 years before.
I know. It's really something to celebrate, isn't it? Maybe you should invite Josh.
Mom, seriously.